Hey brother, yeah brother, hey brother, hey brother, hey brother, hey sheepa brother.
GM, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we have a market update. We're going to look at Bitcoin, Kujira, and jump trading and try and finish off with a bit of bullishness, as the majority of this video is going to be quite negative in tone overall with what's been happening. So we'll jump straight on in and see what's going on. So BTC here, 64.7K, the market just reacting to poor payroll data coming out of the US, i.e. unemployment rising. And so the likelihood of the September rate cut is increasing. I think this is going to be bad for stocks, but it seems that Bitcoin's reacting pretty positively in this very short term. The data has been out for less than an hour at this point, but let's quickly look at the monthly performance and returns over the month of August. So we're going to fill this in this month. Now, what I've been looking at and listening to is Eric Crown's analysis, and he's saying what we have on the cards is essentially a possible big move up, but there are some precarious factors around. So he's saying we expect August to be a good close. This should be a good positive close into the end of this month if we are going to continue into the bullish trajectory that we've been on. Now, if we just look at previous bull markets, so 2012 was a halving year. August was plus 9%. 2016, halving year, 8.3% down. 2020, halving year, up 3%. And we're going to fill in the gap on this one here. So not too much to draw into from the previous halving year Augusts, but it seems that we're getting closer in terms of macro tailwinds moving in our favor if rate cuts are going to come. People are now talking about 50 basis points cut in September, that kind of stuff, as data is weakening more broadly. So hopefully we put in a big finish to August. This was Don Alt's chart he posted last night saying, look, we've come into a demand zone here. Confluence, daily and weekly supports, that was around 62.7 when he posted that. So if this does hold, this would be a great spot to do it. Of course, the rest is history. It had bounced nicely overnight. And this was the projection from Trader Main, who on his Telegram posts these free charts on a daily basis pretty much saying, look, big impulse up from this demand zone here where he's expecting a bounce to happen up to 65. That occurred. He was saying dip down here into around 64 and then move above the midpoint of this range, the range being the high 74K, lows around 60, midpoint 66.5. So he was saying dip down and then attack 66.5. So this is potentially what we could have here. We've had a bit of a dip down this morning. It's now at 64.9. Can we get into this kind of upper half of this overall large range we've been drawn out in? Meanwhile, we have Bitcoin dominance continuing to go up. So what you've seen is a lot of altcoins getting wrecked on this recent failed breakout. A lot of people, myself included, thinking we were going to break out this time. It definitely felt like the post-Trump speech, post-Trump Bitcoin conference. It just felt like so many things were very bullish in our favor that this was going to be the week where we actually just charged through. But obviously we sold off. And with that sell-off, alts getting decimated versus BTC. And over this last year, Bitcoin dominance just charging up. And if you look at this on an all-time basis here, you can see we had the Pico low in Bitcoin dominance back in January 2018. So 2 cycles back, that was the impulse that saw the huge blow off top. Last cycle, we peaked at around 69, 68, 69%, somewhere in that region. And it's just been drifting up nicely here. So Bitcoin to 60% at least. We're currently at 53.3. 60% Bitcoin dominance wouldn't seem that crazy of an idea before we have the big move that comes. So we're just moving towards the overall end of the cycle where Bitcoin will top, dominance will top, and then the flood to altcoins, as we would all expect and hope. So onto Kujira here. What the heck has been going on? You go onto their markets on CoinGecko and you can see just a huge disparity in prices. The on-chain prices, just crazy differences here. 21 cents, 27 cents, obviously down tremendous. As of recent, it's been above $1 for the longest time, but now below 40 cents on even some of these centralized exchanges, but the true price likely on-chain really. But what has happened here? Well, let's just dive into this. And this is obviously a bitter pill to swallow. I've been involved with this one for a long time. It was out of the ashes of the Luna debacle. and now seemingly has its own debacle here with them using the kind of operations, I'd say treasury, the operational funds to bootstrap the network, and then that has come back to bite them on the butt in a major way here. So this is the TLDR. We'll go through this. So they say, as a team, we thought the best use of a portion of operation funds would be to leverage them, i.e. put Kujira into the borrow lend market and borrow stables against them, USK, USDC, and then spread those, deploy them across the ecosystem in order to bootstrap liquidity and activity. So I don't remember this being a discussion. I certainly wasn't involved in that discussion, because leveraging your own token smacks of Curve, CRV, and Mike, where he's deposited Curve and then taking out stablecoins to buy his mansion. Very similar kind of thing here. Deploying your own governance token into your own ecosystem. We can see 2 for 2 here. Neither have gone well at all. So this has obviously been catastrophic. They've leveraged funds to bootstrap liquidity. They thought it was the right thing to do on the previous start of 2024. It looked like the right thing to do in terms of numbers were going up, etc. People were happy, but this has come back crashing down. Now, they highlight some socially engineered attacks and exploits, some issues that are kind of secondary to this and really shouldn't be taken away from the fact that the main issue is they shouldn't have really done this with the actual funds. So this is the reason why there's been a huge sell-off in Kujira, because they're getting liquidated. The team token is getting liquidated on their own protocol via Orca. Orca obviously showing what it does best. It liquidates the capital. So they go on to say they try to keep these funds safe, obviously manage their positions, but the rate of selling was making this impossible. And although this was designed by a select few, so again pointing out to nefarious actors, but that doesn't give them a pass due to the fact that in crypto, things being on-chain, if you have positions at risk, people are hunting them all the time. That is the aim of the game for a lot of people. So this, of course, cascading liquidations, price goes down, liquidates how many community members? You don't know. Tons of them. Likely, a lot of people would have been using the ecosystem as designed, taking on leverage, and that hasn't really been a successful strategy for anyone. Every time I've ever leveraged, to be honest with you, I've regretted it. And this, again, seems like one of those times. So a lot of people wrecked from this, which is really, really sad to see, as this was obviously a promising protocol. And not to put a nail in the coffin here, they're going to continue with developments, and there is a bit of a silver lining coming, but the damage reputationally to this is obviously very, very bad. And just off the back of what we saw with Curve, for this to happen to yet another protocol, similar fashion, on a slightly different scale, because this has taken down the entire protocol really. Not good to see. So they say an important note at this stage is to mention there's still 14 million Kuji safe and sound in their treasury. So it's not like they've just been liquidated on all coins and now they're going to give up. They're still going to be incentivized to bring price back up and make this thing work. But it says the events of today have demonstrated that we must be more transparent and accountable in the way the Kujira treasury is managed and how the protocols are operated. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some major changes around leadership, etc. from this. They've mentioned a DAO structure. Whether or not that will work or not, I don't know, but there's definitely going to have to be some big changes for this to continue. You can see on Orca liquidations here, just mass liquidations piling through. 66,000, 36,000, 169,000 Kujira liquidated in one go at huge discounts. And if you go to the analytics tab, you can kind of see the price here is below the collateral liquidation price. So some of these liquidations aren't now processing due to the fact that I think it's kind of just stuck in a ways. Now, what's been going on? Are there silver linings? Any hopium? So this was a message posted in Telegram by Dove. Just want to pause the messages so I can say we had a good call with AA DAO, that is the Atom Accelerator DAO, and they're looking towards a solution. So Kujira's position within Cosmos has been a strange one due to the fact they've been shunned many times by the kind of Cosmos cabal, can we say? And now it seems they've had to go cap in hand and ask for some help. So it seems like they're coming to some form of support or assistance here, and there will be a solution on the horizon. This guy, Mark from Denmark, from Atom Accelerator, posting, making good progress with Code Hands, lead dev of Kujira and the rest of the Kujira team. Larger update soon. They were recently asking here at Eclipsify, should the hub support Team Kujira in some form of maybe bailout here. So there's progress being made. I'm sure the team will continue to really battle on and make amends from this situation. In terms of their integrity isn't something I question here. It's just their decision making around leveraging those funds was obviously the wrong one, and that's put a lot of people in danger of being liquidated themselves. They would have wrecked many people as well. So there's some really bad, dire consequences from this, and it leaves a real sour taste in the mouth. So I do have Kujira tokens still. They are staked. I can't really do anything about those, and I will just leave them kind of ride for now and just update you if that changes and I decide to sell them at a later date. Bit pointless at this moment in time. We'll see how things develop here. We'll see what the kind of solution here is with the Atom Accelerator DAO, whether they get a bailout, whether they can get things back on track and maybe even with some help here become a larger part of the overall kind of Atom and Cosmos ecosystem. We'll have to see, but definitely a very bad date for Kujirans. I think there's a lot of people having chats in Telegram if you are looking for some support. Next bit of potential bad news here. So Grant posted this: Solana trading like Jump is about to get shut down. So remember recently, Jump crypto president Kanav stepped down, and that was due to a investigation. So they're being investigated by one of the 3 or 4 letter agencies in the US around the whole, believe it or not, Terra implosion and the fact they started to do plunge protection to keep it alive one time. That bubble continued, and then the second time when it popped, everyone got absolutely wrecked. But someone posted this and he's retweeted. So the word is that Jump Trading is offloading some bitties, i.e. some bitcoins. And that's just something a bit strange to see here. You know, one of the biggest market makers in crypto, why would they be selling? So a bit of evidence around bitcoins being sold. Binance Hot Wallet to Falcon X. Jump Trading lawsuit over alleged 1.3 billion profit from Terra USD. Terraform Labs Do Kwon agrees to SEC civil fraud case. Is there more stuff coming out the woodwork? And then Canal stepping down, and also seen this one on Nansen, one of the wallets linked to Jump Trading, unstaking almost 6,000 ETH, $20 million. And those funds will be available soon. Where are they going? Are they having to either pay down a freaking huge fine, and so they're selling off crypto, so maybe we have a forced seller in the market right now, or do they have to shut down their operations, which will obviously be kind of negative for the Sol landscape as one of the biggest market makers there. We'll have to wait and see, but there's definitely a grey cloud here, and there's no smoke without fire. So yep, there is another ongoing issue in the background with Jump. Now, can we finish off with a bit of bullishness at least? Well, in July, MicroStrategy acquired an additional 169, a lovely meme number there, around 11 million bucks worth of Bitcoin, now holding 226,500 Bitcoins. Pretty outrageous stuff, but Saylor is not done. So this was the recent filing. We continue to closely manage our equity capital and are filing a registration statement for a new $2 billion at the market equity offering program. So they're issuing more debt to buy more BTC to the tune of $2 billion. So Saylor continually bullish. The TWAP does not end. If only we were all as bullish on our bags as Saylor was on Bitcoin. So we'll leave things off there. It looks like the Doomsday video has caused a bit of a pump in price, 65,300 and change here. So hope you enjoyed this one. If you are wrecked from Kujira, you are not going to be the only one. Obviously, if you're feeling down about that, jump into Telegram. A lot of people chatting and coping together around that one. So you are not alone. Anyway, have a good one. See you in the next one. Peace.